Welcome to the PhysEd Summit. Thank you so much for joining us for this global event. We could not have made this day possible without you. We are very humbled by the support of the summit from each and every one of you. By sharing what you will learn with just one person, you are able to impact hundreds of students. Thank you so much for being here to push best practices, effective health and physical education, and the greatness of professional development. Reminder that if some reason the video feed stops, please check out the Tozzle for the new link. It may take us a few minutes to get started rolling again, but we thank you for your patience. Reminder about the badge system. You have a chance throughout the day when you view sessions to earn badges. And I will be linking the badge video that Matt Pomeroy made within the Tozzle. So make sure you check that out. Chatting on Tozzle is a great way to learn more, but also feel free to share the great info you will learn on social media using the hashtag PhysEdSummit so all educators can see. At the end of this session, please visit the Flipgrid link that I'll be posting to Tozzle to share how you will use this information in your classes. If you post to Flipgrid, you will be entered to win one of 2 subscriptions to the premium version for 1 year. After the summit, we will post a feedback survey at the PhysEd Summit homepage on PhysEdagogy. We hope that you will provide us with some feedback that we can make next year's event even better. And now I would like to present to you our presenter today, Mr. Carlos Galvez.
Hi, can you hear me, guys?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. First, so yes, so I'm in China, living in China for 8 years now, which I love. It's a great place to live and work. I want to introduce myself very quickly. My name is Carlos Galvez. I've been a PE teacher now for 5 years. I used to be a language teacher and then kind of fell in love with PE. A little bit later in life, and I don't think I'm ever turning back. I can't wait to continue with this journey because it really is, in my opinion, the best job there is in education. We get to impact kids in so many ways, physically, but also when we teach health and stuff and all those other subjects that we teach. And it's a lovely job. I love what I do, and I hope you guys are here to learn a little more about me. Can I get a thumbs up on that, Jonathan? Are we good? So before we go on, I would like to also share that we're about to get hit by a typhoon. We got hit by a typhoon last Wednesday, and then just as we all thought we were good, we're getting hit by a typhoon tonight. And so the internet connection and all the bandwidth is really, really bad. So Jonathan and I have been trying to troubleshoot for the last of what it's going to be, but worst case scenario, my wife's Mac and my presentation on here, and because it's full of videos, I will actually be able to just play the videos off of her computer, and that's going to be the worst case scenario. We will try to share the screen and first and see if that works, but if I get a no from Jonathan, then we'll just move on. And we'll try to get together this. I'm happy to share afterwards. I'm happy to share everything that I have and everything that I have done with drones and 360 cameras with you guys, because you know, a lot of us try to confuse the flashiness of using tech in classrooms because it's just tech, but it's not what it's not about flying a drone to impress people. It's about what you do with that footage. It's about how you're bringing all that footage and you're bringing it into the classroom and how these kids are learning from what they're doing by seeing each other performing and reflecting. Before we start, I'd like to go back into the puzzle, and if you want to say hello, and if you want to just sort of say, tell me if you own a drone, or if you own a 360 camera, or if you own, or if you have drone before, or if you have experimented with 360 cameras, tell me what you own and tell me what you have. If not, just tell me that you are a brand new this and you're just here to learn. So I'm happy to take a couple of questions right now as I put my presentation on there. Feel free to fire away on the toggle if that's all right.
So there's a question. How hard is it to obtain this technology?
Yeah, so good question over there. Cool. So it is an international school, and I think that's one of the biggest differences is budgets are different internationally than you work at a public school in the United States, where you have to fight for every penny. What I did, though, was I saw the potential of owning a drone myself, and then how I pitched it to my school was I went to the marketing director of our school, and I said, hey, wouldn't a drone really help school? And wouldn't it be nice to, like, you know, have a YouTube video of how a great environment we have? When I got her on board, I knew we were going to have a drone. And so that's the way that I went about it. So it is, they are not cheap. The good ones are not cheap. They're about $1,000 each. I guess it's relative cheap or not cheap, depending on how much you use it, right? If you use it all the time. For me, it's been really priceless. I mean, I use it at least 3 times a year to just do work with my kids. And then the marketing department will borrow it. And then if we have a field trip, that teacher can borrow it. So essentially it belongs to the school, but it that was the way that I secured the drone. We're going to talk about pricing later, but for now, I'm always going to recommend DJI as the main brand of drones out there. It's just the most trusty and probably the ones that will give you the best support in case of, you know, crashing your drone into a tree, which has happened.
We have a participant who says that he has 2 drones and he only does 360 stuff with iPhones.
Awesome. Yes. This is Trevor's question, right?
Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah. Hi, Trevor. How are you, man? Thanks for stopping by. They're both 2 completely different technologies, and I'm going to I will show you how I go about both. You know, droning essentially is to show the kids a different perspective from the top, And the reason why I was inspired was when I started watching American football, and those cameras from the top, that would show you so many details of what went wrong with the defense, you know, or how an attacker penetrated through the defense to be successful. That was how I got into droning. And then the 360 cams, yes, a Theta 360 camera, which I will show you in a second. The iPhone does, and telephones today do have good apps out there that will give you a full spherical shot. But the only problem with your phone is that you have to sit there and you have to, you know, grab your phone and do click, 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 click. By the time it's done, some of the things won't look as awesome as they do with a quick snap of a 360 camera. If you guys don't have any more questions, what I'm going to try to do now is I will try to share my screen, and we're going to see what happens. Yeah, Jonathan, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. It'll be better than last time. If not, we'll start from scratch, and I'll go off of my wife's computer. Let me know if anybody sees what I am showing you right now.
All we see is your face.
Okay. Let's give it 5 seconds, or we'll make a change. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Let me just get my camera ready, my computer ready, and then I'll be ready to just do some stuff in front of the camera real quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for your patience, guys. Jonathan, can you see if Evan will tell us what 2 drones it is that he owns? I'm just getting everything set up real quick. Give me another minute, guys. Sorry.
Yep. No worries, no worries.
Thanks, guys. Anybody also experimented at all with a 360 camera? Whether it be a simple Theta, Ricoh Theta S, or maybe even like the new GoPro that is awesome, I hear. Anybody try that at all? If you're listening out there, it'd be nice to hear.
Also, Carlos, a comment about your presentation. If you wanted to share your presentation, you could also download it as a PDF and then share it that way. So you could upload it to your Tazo.
So go back. Okay, sounds good. Hold on.
Just so people could just follow along.
Yeah. I'll try anything at this point. Decent, yeah.
One of our viewers, Bob, says that he's always wanted to use a 360 cameras with SOFIT, SOFIT.
Okay, hold on. Let me address that in a second. What can you please explain what SOFIT is? I don't know. I've never heard of 360 cameras working with SOFIT. Can you please elaborate a little more and tell us about that?
And so Bob, he shared a link within the Tazzle. If our viewers want to go click on that, that explains more about what he was talking about when it came to using the 360 cameras in his setting.
Awesome.
That's great. Also, while you're working on your presentation, if you just
Yep.
also want to just begin to speak off of on your on your experience with the technology, and also how you got started.
Yeah. So, like I said, right, it was watching American football really that got me really inspired. How kids could be able to reflect on what they're doing in PE class, and I think, I look back and I play. We play all these sports and activities in PE. The one that is the most beneficial to me to drone is actually, that should be the sport you need to be droning, because it is slower, right? And the frisbee is easy to detect with the drone from the top. Does do good stuff, analyze. What I might be able to do, guys, right now is I might be able to, let me see if I can just show you. I'll try to show you guys a, I'm gonna try to find the file. I'm gonna try to put these two computers together, and we're gonna see if I can play you guys just the video so we can kind of see what it is that show you. Jonathan, can you verify that there is some sort of front of you?
We can see the white screen on the computer right now.
Perfect. Okay, so if you guys, so this was a ultimate frisbee video that I took the drone out, I flew it, and the cool thing about a DJI drone is that it'll just hover there. Pay attention to it. You just let it fly, auto fly, and it'll just your port. So let me show you guys a. If you guys, maybe the sound won't be great, but I hope that this. Here we go.
So I believe that this is definitely one of the most successful plays. So as you can see, Hafiq is waiting, and you would never guess that he would throw it to Hoya because Hoya is way over there. But Hoya cuts across, tricking his opponents, and Hafiq throws it to him. And then Hoya pivots on one foot, spins around. You would think he would throw it to, say, Hannah, but turns around and then he throws it back to Taufik here. So you can see, just out of his opponent's reach. And again, Taufik throws it back to Hoya. Hoya has lots of room, and then he throws it to Leo in the end zone, and Leo has lots of room to catch it. And I believe this is one of the most successful plays because it is so organized. I believe it might have been planned. And also, they use their amount of room very well, and they know how to use all their space. So the play I'm about to show you definitely failed. So, as you can see, Hannah is here.
Well, hold on. I must have pressed something. It's okay. We'll go on to the next slide anyway. Did you guys get a good audio on that a little bit?
Yeah, that was perfect. That was perfect audio.
Awesome. See how technology can work anyway. Feel free to throw any questions at me, Jonathan. So the next one we did was I decided to take a bit of a risk, and I think this was the time when I took the drone into the gym. And that's the day we found out that maybe, because the drone kind of ended up having an accident. What we didn't know was the drone does have a mode that will not run into anything if you activate it. Had we activated that button, the drone that time, it would have stopped at any time, at any wall, at anything. DJI drone will do that for you. Let me see what kind of, yeah, I think this is a basketball one. Coming your way.
So zone defense is when the defensive team is defending one part of the game. And man-to-man defense is when the defensive team has one man that they follow everywhere they go.
So this is the play I think one of the best freeze up on the screen. So we see how first, Will comes in and screens in front of Feet so you can go to the right and get some space. So yeah, this is what I think is the best play. There might have been more though. So we see that at the beginning of every play, the team spreads out from the court. So we're going to see a different example, but it will still lead to the same, breaking through the defense. See that when Leo gets the ball, he goes and asks for a screen. He gets it, it gets to go down. So we see that Han gets also attracted by the screen.
So in this play, the man-to-man defense was successful. It led to a misled basket, which made the defense very successful. They had great switches, which led towards one man not being open, which they did a good job on.
All right, so yeah, that was all before the drone actually crashed that day. But did you guys get a good view of that, more or less?
Yes, that was great. We have, it's really amazing how you put the ownership on your students to explain their learning. And I just want to know, so what's the process from when you take the video using the drone?
Yeah.
Then, what do you do?
Great question. And so essentially what happens is I will start my lesson with an explanation of what is going to happen. Let me know if you are close enough to kind of see what that looks like, right? So the kids are going to be, they're explained exactly what's going to happen in this lesson, and what the assessment is going to be about, and what they need to be focusing on. Tech they need to be using in order to carry out that project. I work for a very good tech-savvy school in that I don't normally have to explain tech twice to my kids. They are already on the ball and they're already ready to go. So basically, I start by talking to the kids about what expectations, what standards and benchmarks we're trying to reach with this assessment, so they don't have to focus on other stuff. You know, if the goal is just, you know, invade a defense and be successful with scoring, or if you're on defense is play man-to-man and show me that you can be successful with man-to-man, they already know what to expect. By the time the drone is up, they know exactly what's going to happen. What I like to do is I like to do 3 stations that day, and I'm only droning 1 station, which is the assessment station. And 1 can be a monkey in the middle. They're throwing the frisbee around, getting ready to go. Station 2 can be just a target practice. And then station 3, it's usually what I like to do is I like to go 4-on-3 or a 5-on-4. Just because that's the best way to find success, especially when it comes to doing assessments. I started usually doing 5-on-4. Last year I tried 5-on-5 and it actually did work out. But to be successful, when it's a 5-on-4, they're going to find it a little easier, especially those kids who have a little bit of trouble. So that's how I usually go about it, is by showing them exactly what to expect before the lesson happens and before we get out on the field, so they know what's coming. Are we good, Jonathan? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Essentially, what I wanted to show you was these are what I'm using these days is I've got you know, if you have a Mac, then iMovie is great for editing, especially on the iPad. What happens is the drone footage is heavy. Drone footage is very large and it's very, very high quality. And so what happens is when you're trying to share all of these things with your students, you do have problems with size of files. So stuff like Dropbox or Google Drive are great to just be like, hey kids, here are 10 minutes of footage. In these 10 minutes, find me this, find me that, find me a person who scored by beating a screen, or find me a person who scored a touchdown because they found open space. I let the kids do the work. I never cut it for them or anything. I let them find the 10-minute, weed through it themselves, and then they have to send me back a 1-minute video with the questions that I asked them. You must have probably noticed that the kids were annotating over the video. The best app that I recommend, of course, is Coach's Eye, because it lets kids do slow-mo and take over the videos, so the kids can really, really find success. Of course, we were lucky because we got in on like one of those apps gone free days where Coach's Eye was free. So we made the whole school download it. For those kids who came in later, they don't have it, right? So now we have like half, have them, half don't. So we let them partner up. But also, you know, the kids are really smart these days. They can easily like do a still frame shot and they can just write over it, even on Word or Pages and stuff, and then they can video that. The kids are very good about turning all that stuff in.
Now, how old are your kids? What's your population?
So I teach middle school and high school. So,
oh, great.
But I have done this with as young as 5th grade. So from 10, let's say 10 to 16-year-olds is what I've worked with.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you know what? If you guys have any more questions with the drone footage, I just have to say, be clear with your expectations from the kids. You shouldn't overload them with what they need to be doing you or doing for you. The kids are usually, when I assess them with a drone, they're doing 3 things. That's all. You know, penetrating a defense, finding open space to find success, or telling me why a defense was successful in a play. Nothing more. We don't need more than that. We don't need to overload them with that kind of stuff. If you guys are okay, if I can get an okay, we'll move on to 360 cameras, which is a little longer, but we should be able to be done on time.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Awesome. So I have good news and bad news about 360 cameras. First of all, this camera here, the one right there, that's the camera I used to own up until 2 weeks ago when it was stolen in Barcelona. My buddy took it to take some nice photos, and then somebody nabbed his backpack.
Oh, jeez.
That was the camera that I had. So far, in my opinion, the Ricoh Theta, let me just write that in the chat, which is probably it's probably, in my opinion, the easiest to carry, the easiest to use, and the easiest to interface with your phone. You know, you buy these, and the challenge has always been, you know, how am I going to incorporate this into my PE class? And so I bought a camera for myself and just to see what I could do with it. And then I realized that there is some potential, but you need to understand that this technology is very, very young still. 360 video is still not super clear. 360 images, yes, but not the 360 video aspect of these cameras. I hear good things about what's coming out soon, but we'll have to wait and see. So what I want to show you guys is one day I took my camera out and my kids were practicing American football. And what I did was that I put the camera in the middle of the line of scrimmage at this point, offense and defense on each side. And the kids ran someplace, and I downloaded the images, the video files. I uploaded them to YouTube because right now only YouTube and Facebook have the ability to play these back to you, unless it's within the app of the camera, right? But in order to be able to share this with my students, I had to upload them to YouTube, share it with them, and I had to ask them for some expectations. So what I'm going to show you right now is a quick video of the assessment that they did with a 360 camera. And it's a short one, so I can play it a couple of times. You guys can tell me if that was good for you, or you can tell me if there's anything else you would do. So you'll probably already see from this here, hold on. Maybe, can you see me in the line of scrimmage there?
Yes.
If it's blurry, it's because, like I said, the video feature is quite blurry. So this is me. I am running QB at this point, and the kids have all pre-designed routes to run. So this is what happened.
This play was designed to go to me. I was standing on the right of Mr. Galvez. My job was to pretend I was running, but quickly at the white line, stop and run back to receive the ball short. Everyone else was running a distraction play in order for there to be more room in the center of me to quickly run back and catch the ball and run. You can see how Ben immediately runs to the left and Barb straight ahead towards the center of the field, while I run straight and turn back to receive the ball. This play was pretty successful and worked out relatively well. However, once I had caught the ball, I'd forgotten to run, so then Jimmy had tapped me. But for the rest, I think this was a pretty good play.
All right, everybody able to see that?
Yep.
Yeah. So basically what happened in this, the way I went about it was I once again sent them the expectations, what I was waiting, what I wanted to see from them. In this case, it was a simple and run a successful route by either doing this on your own or using your teammates for deceiving the defense. Myself, I uploaded them to YouTube and I sent them YouTube links. So what you see here are the kids actually playing off of YouTube and recording their screens and recording their voices while they're doing that. This is not, I'm going to say this is not a thing you can do with your iPads. If your kids have iPads, this is going to be too much. Our kids in the high school have Macs and Chromebooks, which is a lot easier to toggle back and forth and do that kind of stuff. But in the end, the kids were really able to see themselves just, you know, where everybody's standing, where everybody is on the field, and maybe sometimes see if a defender actually is moving or not, or how they can next time do differently. This was a big risk on my part, never tried it before. In the end, I would still tweak some things, but I thought it was pretty successful. For all of you guys who are fans of 360 videos, YouTube has now released a heat map analysis when it comes to analytics. So if you upload a 360 video on YouTube, you can go to your analytics, and you can see where people are panning within a 360 video. So basically, let's say that it was a football play, and what you wanted was your kids to actually focus on specific parts. With this analysis now, you can see where people actually were panning directly at the video. I'm going to show you this right now. It looks complicated, but it's essentially tracking a heat map, your eyesight into what people are looking at within these YouTube videos. All right, here comes a quick show. Hold on. Can we see that a little bit? Maybe zoom it out. Hold on.
You're coming a little bit more.
Yeah,
we can see it from there. Yeah, that's good.
So you see these here are all what people who have watched this video, where they were actually focusing. So you as a teacher can actually see if the kids were actually panning where they should have, and not looking around the video just for fun or just with it, essentially, right? That is already an automatic free feature of YouTube now. It's called 360 heat maps, and it's pretty awesome if you upload a 360 video. That is 360 video, and as we wind down into our last couple of minutes, I'm gonna just show you, I wanna share with you a website, and I'm sorry guys, feel free to email me afterwards, or follow me on Twitter. Send me any questions. I know we ran late. That's my hashtag right there. But if I can leave you with anything, it's this website. It's called hollowbuilder.com. And what you can do with HoloBuilder is pretty amazing because it's for still shots. It's for still spherical 360 images. So no longer the video, but what you do is that when you take your 360 camera, it's a bubble. It'll give you a whole bubble. And what HoloBuilder allows you to do is essentially put stuff inside that bubble. So you have the bubble. What people are going to do, they're going to be immersed inside it. And you're allowed to go in there, and you can drop text, you can drop sound, so your kids can narrate stuff. Your kids can upload text into the bubble. So it's a virtual museum, and that's what HoloBuilder allows you to do. And I hope that you guys can go in there and play around with it, because it is free. The free version will allow you to do some really cool stuff with it. Jonathan, what's our time, buddy?
We have about 1 more minute left.
Okay, so I'm gonna just play a video, but I'm gonna really skip ahead to it, just so you guys can sort of see more or less before we break off with this. HoloBuilder is, it's easy to just drag and drop your 360 images into it, and you can sign up with a Google account. And once you're inside of it, is this playing? once you're inside of it, you can drop these triggers, and then when people go in and see your images, the kids can do anything they want as in text. This is a video of my kids in a gym class. My kids are in a gym class there, and the kids actually did this themselves. They dragged and dropped all of these triggers. One trigger is text for what they were working out with. The other trigger was a sound question. So you see the text popping up right there. That is a whole written piece that they did on the TRX bands. Then you have a sound bite that the kids actually talk. The kids actually talk about what they're doing. And the other one was a link to YouTube videos where kids could get more beneficial stuff. I wish I could do some more, guys. I'm sorry our time is running out, but feel free to just like contact me, and I'm happy to share everything I have. Sorry the presentation didn't go as we expected. I think next time I'll investigate this a little more. Jonathan, thanks for your time. Everybody else, thank you for logging on.
Hey, that's technology, man. But yeah, thank you, Carlos, for presenting at our FizEd Summit, and everyone else. We would love to hear about what you thought about this presentation and how it will impact your teaching in this upcoming school year. So if you would, please take just a minute to upload a video on Flipgrid, which I'll include the link in the Tassel, to tell us what you think. It's really quick, simple, and there's no sign up needed. If you submit a response on Flipgrid, you will be entered into a drawing for a premium subscription to Flipgrid for the year. It's a really cool teaching tool, so please, please, please take advantage of it. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of our day. We have a lot planned for you.